the explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're looking at the dirt beneath our feet, and well, we're seeing pure gold. Forget that tired old stereotype of the struggling farmer just scraping by, working round the clock for literal pennies. Today, we're completely reframing agriculture. We're talking about a highly profitable, highly scalable startup venture. This is the agribusiness blueprint, and we're going to break down exactly how it all works. Okay, let's dive right into this. Can you actually get rich growing vegetables? The short answer, yes, but definitely not in the way you might think. We're going to walk through a realistic, thoroughly data-driven guide to agricultural wealth. Now, let me be super clear right up front. This is absolutely not a get-rich-quick scheme. No way. It's about combining biology with some serious, calculated business strategy. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First up, the business of farming. Then, starting lean and choosing crops. From there, we'll hit modern methods, maximizing sales, and finally, scaling your business. By the time we wrap up, you'll have a clear, step-by-step strategy for taking a farm from limited capital to true long-term wealth. Let's get into it. Section 1, the business of farming. It's time for a major mindset shift. To really succeed here, you aren't just a grower, you're an entrepreneur analyzing market demand. It's a stark contrast between subsistence farming, just growing crops to survive and feed a family, and true commercial farming. Commercial farming is about executing a meticulous, data-driven business plan strictly for profit and scalability. You're not just tossing seeds in the dirt and hoping for the best. The ultimate metric for this commercial viability is your profit margin. Basically, it's the percentage of revenue actually remaining in your pocket after deducting every single operating and startup costs. Tracking hardcore numbers like yield per acre, cost per acre, and profit margins, that is exactly what separates an amateur weekend gardener from a true agricultural economist. Section 2, starting lean and choosing crops. This is all about minimizing your initial risk. Look, a major misconception out there is that you need millions of dollars just to start. Totally not true. First, rent land instead of buying it. This frees up vital capital. Second, invest only in the absolute essentials. You do not need a brand new $500,000 tractor with Bluetooth on day one. And third, avoid excessive debt like the plague. Validate your business model on rented land before you literally bet the farm. Now, what's really interesting is that you should treat crop selection just like building an investment portfolio. You absolutely need strategic balance. For instance, microgreens offer the fastest cash flow, and they're incredibly beginner-friendly. Tomatoes, on the other hand, offer high profit per acre but require a bit more skill. Potatoes give you that reliable long-term yield, while herbs provide an excellent return on investment. The real secret? Mixing quick cash flow crops with reliable, steady staples. Section 3, modern methods and optimization. Time to maximize that output. Once you've chosen your crops, you have to choose your method by weighing the risk against the reward. Open field farming has the lowest barrier to entry and the lowest cost, making it ideal for beginners. Then you have greenhouse farming, a medium cost option that shields your crops from unpredictable weather. And at the highest cost, we have high-tech hydroponics and vertical farming. A really smart beginner strategy is starting out in the open field to learn the ropes, and then using those early profits to graduate into high-yield greenhouses. But listen, regardless of the method you choose, crop optimization is non-negotiable. This means comprehensive soil testing is absolutely mandatory before you plant a single seed. It means implementing highly efficient drip irrigation to save water and manage drought risks. You also need strict crop rotation, smart drainage management, and a solid integrated pest management system. Combining these water-saving and yield-optimizing strategies directly prevents catastrophic crop losses and aggressively boosts your bottom line. Section 4, maximizing sales and margins. This is where we turn plants into cold, hard cash. Because honestly, growing beautiful vegetables is only half the battle. You have to understand your unit economics inside and out. Think about the realistic finances of a 1-acre farm. You have your startup costs like equipment and seeds, and operating costs like labor, water, and marketing. What's left over is your projected profit margin. Grounding yourself in these realistic numbers is absolutely vital before you even think about expanding. So how do you actually increase that profit slice? By optimizing your sales channels. Wholesale markets or supermarkets move high volumes really fast, but the margins are much lower. Conversely, direct-to-consumer home subscriptions offer the absolute highest profit margins, but they take significant time to build. Restaurants and hotels fall somewhere in the middle. The winning strategy here? Mix them up. Use wholesale to clear out your fields quickly while targeting local restaurants and subscriptions to lock in that premium cash. All right, time for a quick reality check because I don't want to make it sound too easy. What are the fastest ways to lose money in agribusiness? Well, growing crops without doing deep market research first is a guaranteed disaster. Overproducing a single crop leaves you entirely vulnerable to market price crashes. Add in poor irrigation planning, weak marketing efforts, or poor record keeping, and your business will bleed cash faster than you can water your fields. Avoiding these common pitfalls is what makes this explainer such a practical, risk-aware guide. Section 5. Scaling your agribusiness blueprint. Let's talk about building an empire. Taking that highly profitable 1-acre farm and scaling it up is surprisingly mechanical. Step 1. Rigorously reinvest your initial profits. No buying fancy sports cars just yet. Step 2. Strategically expand your acreage and hire skilled labor. Step 3. This is where technology explodes. You implement heavy mechanization, farm management software, maybe even agricultural drones. And step 4, you build a recognized farming brand that commands premium prices in the market. As you build that brand, diversification becomes your ultimate safety net. True agricultural wealth comes from building multiple income streams. You aren't just selling fresh vegetables anymore. You're selling seedlings to other farmers, commanding organic premiums, and introducing packaged products. You might even start hosting farm tours, agritourism events, or offering agricultural training and consulting. You are creating a remarkably resilient business model. But to pull this off, you need a strict timeline, a true wealth roadmap. The first 30 days are purely for your beginner action plan, market research, and soil testing. Year 1 is all about validation on a small scale. By year 3, you are executing your growth and mechanization plan. Year 5 brings a massive multi-acre expansion strategy, and by year 10, you have successfully built a long-term wealth-building blueprint. It takes time, it takes discipline, and it takes a relentless mindset. To summarize our core thesis today, I want you to really internalize this quote. Success in vegetable farming requires systems, realistic data tracking, and the mindset of building a sustainable business rather than chasing quick riches. It is not just about having a green thumb or loving the great outdoors. It's about running a serious, scalable, tech-adjacent startup that just happens to grow out of the soil. We've looked at the hard data, the modern methods, the critical margins, and the long-term roadmap. The opportunity here is incredibly real for those who are willing to put in the work and rigorously run the numbers. So I'll leave you with this final, provocative question to think about. What will your first acre